How's everyone doing? My day was busy running around and trying to get as much done as possible. I notice when you have a plan in your head versus just going out and accomplishing tasks, the plan never works out. Anyway, I hope all of you had a more productive day than I did. I had an insightful conversation with someone who will remain anonymous and brought up a comment left by a hater, of course, which was in regard to a post where I displayed further hacking of my iCloud, Apple account, etc. So this hater made a comment asking if it was considered dry snitching by creating such a post. For those unfamiliar with the term, it's the equivalent of telling on someone in a subtle way. So what my friend and I found funny, and we both happen to bring up the same thing, is that there are certain people, and unlike them, I won't mention names, who've made comments about me allegedly committing crimes while I was on supervised release, which is federal probation. And that, my friends, is called dry snitching. And it happens to be yet another false accusation. Nevertheless, for the record, all this talk of snitching, let me just say this. I'm no longer in the mob. I'm a civilian. So that whole ass backwards mentality no longer applies to me. I can and will post whatever I want. My friend and I were also talking about something else. According to him, the consensus is that people on YouTube are getting too cocky. Some of these guys may even think it's okay to approach people like they're reporters just doing a job. And him and I spoke about this and how that would go if they ever made contact with the wrong guy. Trust me, nobody will take it like you're just doing your job, which is creating content. Here's reality. You approach the wrong guy, and he may send your balls up into your throat. Or as my friend put it, let them approach me, and I'll give them content they'll never forget. To put it in better perspective, in a zoo, they have certain signs posted, don't feed the lions, etc. Because the lions can't differentiate between the scraps that the zookeepers feed them and people. So if one gets too close to a lion, he'll eat you up. And it's the same principle. Okay, onward. In covering the mafia in Italy and Sicily, I've noticed that the Italian authorities are reviewing and holding hearings on crimes that were carried out in the past, some over 30 years ago. I just recently spoke about the capture of Totorina, as well as a certain document which proves collusion between the mafia and the Italian state. There's also the bombing of Italian prosecuting magistrate Paolo Borsellino, who was investigating the collusion. Italian authorities are working hard at trying to find out the truth and finally get to the bottom of who was truly responsible. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out. In the meantime, I'll keep you all posted. I'll end with giving my sincere appreciation to those of you who donate. I'm dealing with a hacking issue and the manipulation of the views of my videos, so it's you people who are keeping this going. Salute.